Orchestra 2001 was founded in the 1980s when the year 2001 sounded very much in the future. It sort of takes its name from Stanley Kubrick's Space Odyssey 2001. And of course, now we are well beyond 2001, but we've kept the name since the ensemble sort of represents music from both the 21st and the 20th century. As an ensemble of classical music of today, we also present a lot of local living composers. And in doing that, we're able to present a lot of composers of color and women composers, as opposed to something like the Philadelphia Orchestra, where most of their repertoire would be the classics, you know, Mozart, Brahms, Beethoven. So you picture like old European guys with powdered wigs and such. Oh, looks like we have,
right.
yeah, okay. So here, I presume everyone can see the screen now. Great. That is the full, that's the largest we ever get. And that was a program called On the Waterfront. We played Leonard Bernstein's score to the 1955 film On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando. Right on the pier, which seemed like a perfect choice. And we also played a piece by a local composer, Jennifer Higdon, that was about a river, and a work by Mason Bates, which was about global warming and its effects on bodies of water. So you can see how, as an ensemble of music of our time, we can play music that has subject matter about, you know, global warming. We've done things about the wall, the border wall between the US and Mexico. We have a program coming up that includes selections about COVID and Black Lives Matter. So really, it's classical music that's based in what's going on now, today. Let's try another picture, a smaller ensemble. That would be number 4.
Sure. I was going to ask about that one.
Yeah, I'm getting, they're a little overlapped. Yeah, now this is a smaller ensemble. It's actually only 7 performers, although it looks quite large since there are about 130 different percussion instruments there. Almost everything, including the kitchen sink. We've got wine glasses, we've got wash tubs, there's instruments that play underwater, all kinds of interesting stuff. This is a piece that is called The River of Life by local composer George Crumb, who's a Pulitzer and Grammy-winning composer, and he wrote this piece for Orchestra 2001. We've toured with it all over the US and all over the world. And if we can now go to number 3. This picture, as you can probably figure out, is right next to Cherry Street Pier. This was a piece by Pulitzer Prize winning American composer and environmentalist John Luther Adams. This was the United States premiere. It's a piece for 24 French horns. So we had every French horn player within 100 miles was working that day. And it spread these French horn players all over the Ray Street Pier. And we did this in 2017. And if you can switch to the picture that's called it's the one that has me standing up, I think. Do you have that, Alice? Not a headshot, I think I called it. I was one of the 24 French horn players. And while we were playing this piece, I noticed that right next door, there seemed to be something happening with this, what I thought was an abandoned pier. So we inquired to find out what was going to happen at Cherry Street Pier the next year. And at first, it seemed like a long shot to have a classical music ensemble in residence at Cherry Street Pier, but it's actually been perfect for us as we try to reach more and more diverse audiences. Are you able to pull that up, Alice, or somebody? If not, don't worry about it. Okay. We can, how about if we go to the top picture, number 1. Can everyone see that? That is a small portion of Orchestra 2001 playing at the Fillmore, Philly, the rock club. And this was the United States premiere of the complete Yellow Shark by Frank Zappa. We are the first group anywhere since Zappa died 25, or actually now it's 27 years ago. And since this recording was made, the first group to actually play all 17 pieces together. We did that. And then picture number 5, if you can, which is the World Cafe. Yeah, this was 1 week before we played at the Fillmore. This was a program we called Zappa's Radical Classical Roots, because most people don't realize that other than being an iconic rock guitarist, he was a serious composer who started out writing music that was influenced by many of the composers we played. This is a piece by Stravinsky, but we also did Anton Webern. His favorite composer was named Edgar Varese, and we played 3 pieces of Varese. So this sort of showed Philadelphia audiences the range of a composer like Frank Zappa and his various influences. And it was a very interesting audience mix, since we had our usual, I call them like the new music eggheads, like the people that are connoisseurs of this crazy classical music that we played, but we also had these Zappa heads, these kind of, 70-something hippies who came to hear Zappa, and they got to hear some of the music that influenced him. So it was a really neat way to mix the 2 genres together. So does anyone have any questions, or are all the participants unmuted? Or I'll turn it over to Claudia.
Are we all finished? Everyone is muted right now, but you are welcome to unmute yourselves and ask Adam any questions that you may have, or you can post them in the chat. So we'll wait another minute to see if anyone else has any questions.
I do see, or I did see, that Sharon Torello was in the group, and I should say that she took, she probably took, if not all, just about all of these photos. I think she actually took all of these photos, that she or her colleague, and she does a lot of video work for us too. And as you can see, whether we're playing outside or on the pier, we do some strange things. So I appreciate Sharon's flexibility. We will actually be playing the sort of the big opening of a series we have coming up that's called Emerging Markets, where we will put contemporary classical music in a number of different markets around Philadelphia. We're starting at the 9th Street Market, formerly known as the Italian Market. On the south side of Washington, that's the more Mexican section of the market, and we're playing music by Italian, Mexican composers. That will actually be on the street, socially distanced, on October 24th and 25th at 7 p.m. And Sharon will be there doing her best to video and capture not just the music, but what it's like to have a small orchestra playing in the middle of the street, and some of the other crazy places we play, especially during the pandemic. Any questions? Oh, okay.
Mary said, many photos by William Diachecka. Thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, I see that. He works with Sharon. So actually that looks like,
okay.
Yeah, Sharon wrote that.
All right, any more questions? All right. Thank you everyone so much for joining us and for joining Adam and Orchestra 2001 for this artist talk. They are often playing at Cherry Street Pier. When you go by and walk through, it's really nice. They'll be playing jazz music on the side or something like that. So it makes it really nice atmosphere going there. So check them out, and also tune in for our next artist talk. In 2 weeks, we are going to have master upholsterer John Price at the same time, same place. All right.
Can I do a quick plug for Sunday's art market?
Yes.
We will be having our harpist, Elizabeth Steiner, play from 1 to 3 at the market. And she's actually an electric harpist. She will be plugged through the sound system. So she's going to play classical music, but also if you've ever wondered what, I call them the one named pop artists, if you've ever wondered what Drake or Usher or Sting or Prince sounded like on a harp, you can hear that this coming Sunday afternoon from 1 to 3 at Cherry Street Pier.
All right, we will be there. Thank you so much, Adam.
My pleasure.
And, we'll see you soon at Cherry Street Pier.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.